Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Jarrell, better known as Jay Mason. Welcome to another edition of Beyond the Album Cover, or a special edition, as I should say, where we get inside the entertainment industry with those in the know and give them their flowers while they're here to be celebrated. With me right now, I have a group of extraordinary gentlemen. Two of the gentlemen I know very well. We attended University of North Carolina at Greensboro together. And we also have Mr. Mitch, no, not money-making Mitch, but movie reviewing Mitch, the fellas from Candid at the Movies. What's going on, fellas, and welcome to Beyond the Album Cover.
Doing great.
Doing great. Good to see you, my guy.
Yes, sir. Likewise. I mean, y'all supposed to introduce yourselves like a boy band. So Trav or Joe, y'all should go first.
All right, cool. I'll go ahead and go first, man. My name is Joe Stafford. Currently in Greensboro, North Carolina, married to one wife, father to two dogs, Lincoln, Zelda. Educational wise, I got too much educational debt, which is why I'm doing this. I work full time. I speak another language, and yeah, I'm just happy to be here. I enjoy, everything, man. I got too many hobbies, bro, but this one is one that pays, and I appreciate it.
Oh, and yes, I'm Mitch, better known as Where's He At? We're still looking for him. Greensboro, North Carolina, well, McLeansville now. Two beautiful kids, and if you check us out, you'll see them as well. One beautiful woman, and just out here trying to get it. One day I will be money making Mitch. One day. He ain't through with me yet.
And what's up, everybody? I am Travis. No lady in my life, no kids, just married to this job and making these movie reviews. I'm still in Greensboro, North Carolina, but from a small town, Eden, North Carolina. But everything's good. Just taking it one day at a time. Positive attitude.
Yeah, but you just can't zoom past Eden though, Travis, because Miss Tabitha Brown is from Eden, and she definitely putting on for NC right now. So definitely got to give big ups to Eden and what she's doing, man.
Oh yeah, outside of her, about only other person we got big in Eden is Andre Chase in WWE and NXT. That's all we got.
And I gotta interject. Travis is being a little humble right now. He is CEO and founder of Candid At The Movies.
And Mitch is the main man that came up with the name and the overall idea of Candid At The Movies when we had Movie Pass and was stealing money from Movie Pass.
I will say that Travis and Joe are the workhorses, and I'm just bringing up the coattails. I'm trying to catch up.
So you coming up the rear.
I give it all to these two brothers. They do their thing, and I'm trying to catch up with them.
All right, so that kind of segued into my first question. How did Candid come about, and then where did each of your love of cinema come from?
That's all you, Mitch. Go ahead and talk about it.
So Candid started when the idea for it came when Movie Pass was out. And for $10, you could watch one free movie every day. And we just started watching movies like crazy. And we would stay after the movie and stand in the parking lot and just discuss the movie we just saw. And we would enjoy it. So we was like, we need to do something with this. I think we have great opinions in movies. Let's see what other people think. And then Travis just came out one day and said, hey man, we're going to start this YouTube channel. I said, all right. And then Travis took it and ran.
Yeah, man. It's definitely went just like that. It was nothing special. It was just like, screw it, let's do it. And sadly, it happened right before the pandemic started. So we were kind of stuck with whatever came on a streaming service, which, it was cool for a little bit. Then when everything started opening back up, we really got into it. And it's been crazy movie after good movie after bad movie ever since.
And I'm Joseph Come Lately. I am the business ideas guy / money guy. I do very much love movies and entertainment. going to college, actually ended up getting a communication arts degree, and several of my classes actually were about movies and like breaking them down and writing different things about them, as far as assignments go. And it was one of my favorite things to do. And I would go to the movies with Travis about once a week for a while, and we would do the same thing, just sit out there in the parking lot talking and talking and talking. But what I really brought more of was more of like, okay, well, let's actually make this a business. Let's, like, yeah, sure, we can talk about it and do, great things, but let's really like coalesce and try to get this LLC together and all of that stuff. That's my, what I'm saying, that's on me. But yeah, these two fellas here made a wonderful thing, and I'm Joseph come lately to this.
Yeah, so pretty much you're like the Michael Bivins, the business brains behind Candid.
Yeah.
And I'm Bobby.
And I guess Travis Ronnie.
Yeah, he round.
I hit my one note, and there you go.
All right, so you like Ricky, you the cleanup guy that has the spots, and you come in and do your thing well. Now I want to direct this to Travis and Joseph. Do you guys remember the spot on UNCG's campus where you could rent DVDs and videos? It was like tucked in the back by where the old Curry building was at.
Yeah, man.
Oh man,
yeah.
That was like our version of Blockbuster. It was like you could grab as many joints as you can, and it was because of that spot I got to see Fear of a Black Cat for the first time. Directed by Rusty Cundee. To me, it's better than CB4. Don't at me, at your mama, and definitely a great piece. So I definitely recommend you should check out Fear of a Black Cat. But once again, Joseph and Travis, do you guys remember where we met at UNCG? How did we meet actually? Was it in passing, or was it like some of the mutual friends that we had kind of linked us up?
I think it was more a mutual friend type of thing. Because, you got to think about it, man. This has been some years, bro. Like, we've known each other since we were 18, like children ourselves, man. So like going back, I just remember kicking it with you and Trav, man. Like, and I might have actually met you through Travis.
I think it was, because I remember meeting Jarrell through Chris Show Smooth, shout out to him, and definitely we was just meeting up talking about music and random stuff every now and then.
Yeah, because for those that don't know, Travis and Joseph, we all went to UNCG together. Joseph later transferred to Johnson C. Smith. We're going to get into that later. But UNCG was definitely the core of, our beginnings, and how from 04 to say 08, 09, that era of college, the best era. I mean, you had Rumble Latina, In Club, the various clubs downtown in Greensboro. I never went. I was the nerd that the guy in the Unforgettable video was talking about. I never went out. I was primarily either in my dorm room or at the radio station. That's where I was at. You had Filet of Soul over on Tate Street. You had Men's Grill. If anybody knows Men's Grill and know about that sauce, please ship me some of that sauce. That was the best sauce I've ever had in my life. I will pay top dollar for it. I will gladly risk it all for a gallon or half gallon of that Men's Grill sauce. Oh, and there's always New York Pizza on Tate Street, which has been serving UNCG students since blah, 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 and China Walk as well.
Yeah. You got to come back to Tate Street, man. New York Pizza's still there.
Yeah, I heard they got this vegan fast food joint over there, right?
Yeah. I think it's called Boba House.
Yeah, I went to Boba House maybe once when I was it was actually with Chris, artist formerly known as Show Smooth, who's now at WRAL doing big things. So shout out to Chris.
Chris Lee, shout out to Chris.
Yeah, that was definitely great. But some of the spots on Tate Street, it was almost hit and miss because they'll be there for maybe a couple of months, and then it'll end up closing down. Something else will pop up.
That's true.
Yeah, man, but UNCG definitely very vital, very important. But I was just mad they did all these upgrades after we left, man. I mean, all of the new buildings. I mean, we helped pay for that. I mean, Moneybag Joe need to reimburse me some of that because we walked so that these new generation of Spartans can run.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Yeah, but at least we can say we saw Chef Curry cook before he got big in the pros.
Yeah,
That is true. We can
we
definitely
did.
see it.
Yeah, we definitely did get to see him cook because I thought this dude looking like a little boy, looking like Robert Richard and Coach Carter with no hair on, but he had that range then, and I was like, man,
Yep.
this boy gonna be something. And little did we know that he was gonna be that something to where he now got all the kids wanting to shoot beyond half court saying Curry.
Mm-hmm. I actually got to meet dude, man. He was super nice, but it was actually when he was still at Davidson. I was doing an internship at WCNC, News Channel 36 out of Charlotte, and I got a chance to meet him then. I mean, God, I can't forget that one.
Yeah, so speaking of Charlotte, Joe, what was that transition like for you transferring from UNCG to Johnson C. Smith, going from a PWI to a HBCU, and then like at UNCG, we just had a sprinkle of it, with the Greeks and various organizations to try to get some of that culture. But when you're at a HBCU, you're fully bathed and baptized in it.
Man, honestly, I can say that it was probably the best thing that I had done. It was a really hard decision to leave UNCG because obviously I made a bunch of friends there, and I was actually doing pretty well in school. But my mom was sick, and she wouldn't tell me that she was sick and that she wanted me to come home or anything. But I just took it upon myself to come on back and go to her alma mater. So she actually graduated from Johnson C. Smith as well. So I ended up going there as well because she had connections there, and it was going to be like home basically. So I ended up going there, man. And for anybody who says that they want to go to an HBCU over a PWI, I'm like this: you have your whole life to be inundated with feeling like the minority for once in your life. Like, go enjoy yourself, learn more about yourself, be around people that think like you, act like you, because when you leave, it ain't gonna be that. But again, on top of that, like, you had this like small school sense of like community, where it was like, the teachers really cared about you. There were like, I don't recall going to any classes that were in auditoriums or anything like that. And I just, I thrived there because of that, man. And, I did join a fraternity. Shout out to Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. But I mean, I can't say enough about going to Johnson C. Smith University. It really did kind of shape me and mold me into who I am as a man.
And I know some that was at UNCG was over hanging at A&T like they went there, or up at Winston-Salem State like they went there, especially when it comes to homecoming season. Now A&T, they call it GHO. But so what they would do is, if you were at another school, you would call somebody to win the A&T, like, hey, let me get your student discount homecoming ticket for the show at the Coliseum. Or have somebody backdoor your way into like a nightclub after party. So I'm sure that somebody has done that before. But HBCU culture, there's nothing like it. Experience it, get immersed in it. And I don't know if I shared this with y'all, but the main reason why I went to UNCG was because I wanted some different diversity and different viewpoints than where I was in North Carolina, where I grew up, where it's Eastern, rural, predominantly African American. So I've been in that culture all of my life. My high school is predominantly Black, marching band, HBCU style. So I got that early. So going to UNCG was kind of refreshing. Although at times I did feel kind of like, so can you tell me about this issue and how does it affect you? You kind of feel that when you're in a class, maybe there's 1, 2, or 3 of you. And I think more so now than when we were there, I think a lot of minorities experience a lot of microaggressions on campus, given, the tense racial climate in our country and some not wanting to be as inclusive as others. I can remember once when I was walking on College Ave, I passed a staff member and I wanted to give him a regular handshake. And it was like the get out moment where he just wanted to just do all this and that. I'm like, no, I just want to give you a regular handshake, not do all the brother handshake. But like Joe said, you make the decision how you want to make it. But if it's up to you, choose whatever works best. But UNCG, you definitely owe me some money. Now, Mitch, tell us a little bit about yourself, education-wise, background-wise, college, job, or whatever. It's your world.
Appreciate you. So, started off as far as schooling. I started off at A&T. I think I was ready for a break, so I took a break and ended up at GTCC. So I moved from HBCU to community college to work and just got a job, started my career. Been here at AT&T, been there for going on 12 years now. Just, getting it out the mud and grinding. 36, and the thing is, doing Candid is because movies is a passion of mine. Even as a little child, I always thought I was gonna be an actor. Well, realized my acting skills wasn't all that. Then I thought I was gonna be the light-skinned Denzel. That didn't work out for me. But as far as overall, just not too much. Just trying to make sure, take care of my family, feed my little ones, and get into this money, grinding. I did enjoy as soon as you brought up that 04 years, Rumble Latino, boy, you was bringing up some memories for me.
Yeah.
Something that should not be spoken of anymore. But
boy.
Don't incriminate yourself. But like I said, I didn't experience that, but I know some people who went religiously. You hear me?
Man.
Religiously. This was back when you had the button-up Kanye shirts and the ladies had on their nice little outfits and things and getting on that GTA heat bus with their little student.
I was definitely popping that collar up in that polo too.
Man, you brought up something about, well, not Rumble Latino specifically, but do you all remember how lit freshman orientation was? Especially when they had the party down in like the little basement? Because our freshman year was when Confessions dropped, Lil Jon. I mean, our era was lit. I mean, the dance in the Cone Ballroom?
Mm-hmm.
Like Stacy from the Wood, I remember them dances.
That doggone EUC, man. Up in there.
Oh man, yeah, the EUC, boy, bring back memories, the dances. I primarily went a lot to the lectures because I remember freshman year they had on Dr. Cornel West, and it was standing room only. So I made sure I got my behind there before everybody named Mama got there. So I got a chance to see him, Tavis Smiley, Angela Davis, Dr. Michael Eric Dyson, and various others, with their university concert and lecture series. But UNCG had always been really good about getting great speakers, great guests to come in and really help with the young minds and get them to be more free-forming for society. But back to the dances in the Cone Ballroom in EUC. Man, the dance was so wild. They would take all three parts of the ballroom, open it all the way up. And it was like, okay, I'm here. You're here. Oh, what dorm you stay in? Oh, I'm in Brogan. Oh, you're in Cone. Room what? Okay, all right, let's make it happen. Especially since UNCG had 24/7 visitation. Cause I know some schools don't have that, but for UNCG, it was like,
I stayed up in them projects, bro.
When you used to get the call on the room phone, like, hello, my roommate's gone for the weekend. What you trying to do? Yeah, man. Yeah, we would call that area the projects of UNCG because it was like 3 high rises. It was Grogan, Cone, and Reynolds. I stayed in Grogan my first 2 years. Then I moved on up to Spring Garden Apartments, which was brand new at the time. And that was where a lot of folks did a lot of pre-gaming before going to said clubs that we were talking about earlier. Now, Mitch, I want to ask you, did you frequent Riverwalk over by A&T, the infamous Riverwalk Apartments?
Absolutely. I was in there I was, but I treated A&T. It treated me well, and I treated it as good as I could. I told people I had the best apartment in Greensboro because I stayed on campus at A&T. You couldn't tell me anything. I said, man, this is it. Everywhere I turned, and we had the co-ed dorm. Oh yeah, good times. Oh, Riverwalk. I was definitely in Riverwalk. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I heard a lot about Riverwalk. Like I said, I never journeyed on that side of the market. Only once for United House of Prayer.
Mhm.
I just went for the food, not for the word. I went for the food. So that was the only time I went on that side of market. But were you at A&T around the same time Big Baby Brand was, Darren, or no?
No, I think Dan Brand was a little bit after me.
Okay.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was a little bit after me. And like I said, I slid away from there. And I will say that I wish I didn't. I wish I'd have went ahead and stayed where I was at, but you know, life takes you different ways.
Yep, it definitely does.
Exactly. But I definitely enjoyed myself. And GHO is the greatest homecoming of all. Just to let people
I
know.
ain't gonna fight you there, bro. You're right though. You're right.
Yeah, you're right about that.
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been to Howard homecoming, but they a second.
I heard they have a good one. I haven't made it out there. I got a cousin who went to Howard, I think she's still out there. I told her I was gonna at least go out there one time with her.
Yeah, I will always say, folks, I was A&T adjacent since A&T was just right up the street. And like I said, most people hung out at T. Some people at T came to G to hang out with our crew, especially at the fountain. Because the fountain at UNCG, it was like the center spot on campus. For those who are big on Greek life, that was where a lot of the Greeks at UNCG would have their probates, either in front or behind of the fountain area. But during the spring and the summertime, it was like Black Bike Beach Week and spring break at Cabo, because you'll have a crew tanning and sunbathing on one side, and then you have folks just congregating and immersing themselves, you know, all on the other side with a couple of good guys green earth in the air, which is legal in some states now. But other than that, it was good times had by many and all. Now I wanted to know, back in the day, you're on a Friday night as a 19-year-old, you go to Blockbuster or insert whatever local video store you went to. What was your go-to movie section for your rental? And I'll go Travis, Joe, and Mitch.
My go-to, either it was the crime thrillers or horror. I would always look for something that's going to be good. If it's going to be like, if I want to watch a classic like Denzel Washington, The Bone Collector, I'll pick that up. If I want to watch something like that's going to blow my mind, I'll go get Hostel or maybe a Saw movie. Like, those were my go-tos. Like, I had to find something new that was going to be very different.
For me, I would have to say it was a romantic comedy or just a regular comedy, because I will always be having some chick in my room. I mean, it was just Travis. No, I was terrible, but so it was always for them.
Hey, Love Joe's on repeat, something that made Dope didn't do.
Yeah.
Now somebody's gonna be the inner funk to that thigh. Oh man, we were wrong with that. Sorry, man. But yeah, rom-coms get the job done. There's certain movie genres that get the job done. We're gonna go in more of that after we talk about Mitch. What was your go-to movie genre of choice?
Mine was always comedy, any kind of comedy, or suspense thrillers. Give me speed. Give me, oh Lord, we're at the edge of our seat. Are we gonna make it all day? Or who's the killer? I know it's them.
So
That
mystery,
was it.
mystery.
Yep, Mystery Swell.
So me, I was primarily more so comedy, but I would primarily make my way to the back wall where the new releases were, because Blockbuster, they had a lot more of the newer releases than your mom and pop video stores. So I will go to Blockbuster, make my way to the game section first, see what they had. And if they had some white games I didn't want to rent, I went to comedy or to new releases to see what they had. But I think Blockbuster, they used to let you keep it for about 3 days max.
Yeah.
Before you had to turn it back in.
Please be kind and rewind.
Really? Would they charge you a fee if you didn't rewind the movie?
Yeah.
Sounds like you got hit with that no rewind fee quite a couple of times. I could tell.
I did.
Yeah, that's why you probably should have went to Hollywood Video.
You're right.
Not Hollywood Video.
God, we're old.
But now I'm gonna tell you the reason why I went to Blockbuster instead of Hollywood Video. And this goes way back to when I was like doing like Cub Scouts, not even Boy Scouts, like Cub Scouts. I wanted to set up to sell popcorn in front of the Blockbuster near where I lived. And they were like, nah, we sell popcorn here. And I was like, are y'all serious? And they were like, yeah. So we went down to Hollywood Video and they were like, yeah, go ahead and set up. And ever since then, I was a Hollywood Video dude.
I can see that. They let the little guy set up the shop, but Blockbuster was trying to be like, nah, this is our spot. You should have went like Benny Siegel and said, we either get down or lay down.
Right.
Which is a classic.
And I'm 9.
Yeah. Where hand you pop your popcorn with? Where hand you pop your popcorn with? This your hand you pop your popcorn with? Where hand you pop your popcorn with? Hold still. Man, State Property, a classic. Not the second one, the first one.
Yep.
You got to see the first one. But to make it even more of a classic, try to see if you can find a BT edit of State Property or any black movie. show no BT. BT movies with they edit cuss words. It's so hilarious.
So bad, man.
Travis, the last time we were hanging out, weren't we talking about After Dark?
Oh yeah. Back when you had to just watch a bad BET movie just to get to BET Uncut.
Yep.
I don't want to watch Gang of Roses with all the hip hop girls thinking that they cowgirls. I don't want to watch that if I want to just watch BET Uncut, man. No.
Gang of Roses is a classic, and you will not defraud them like that. You're not disrespecting them like that.
Nah, Prison Song is the BET movie classic.
I agree with you, Joe.
I just saw that for the first time on YouTube, maybe like a year or so ago, and I was like, "Oh, now I can see why it is in the BET Movie Hall of Fame. It is a classic."
It is a classic.
Yeah, a classic, man. But let's talk about how viewing habits have changed since we were kids, and now to where with this generation of kids, if it's 30 seconds or less, that's how they consume content. So I worry that long form viewing is going to go by the wayside now, as opposed to, when we were coming up, you had shows that were an hour long, movies, hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours. I mean, Titanic came on 2 VHS tapes. And how do you think the movie studios are reacting now to where they see viewing habits have changed, and now streaming services have come in, upended the movie industry, just like how when Napster and all of the streaming services did the same thing for the music industry? It seems like the movie industry is going through that right now. Anybody can take this question.
Yeah, I just think because of how much information is out there, how much content is out there, and the access to it is what's really causing the world to, their attention span just doesn't last as long, because I have so much content I can get in. So instead of me sitting here for 2.5 hour movie, I'm gonna need you to cut this up into 6 episodes throughout month and a half, 30 minutes to 26 minutes, depending on how you watch it. Because the attention span has just definitely changed. And it starts with our youth.
Yeah.
Them just being off gate, getting access to so much content and YouTube and Instagram. I seen a 6-year-old on Instagram. It just bothered me just a little bit. But Instagram and all this, because they can just swipe and it's on to the next thing. Swipe and it's on to the next clip. It's on to the next clip. They don't have we're losing our attention span. And that's definitely affecting the business.
I've also found that people just don't have patience. Like, well, you brought up shows, for example. If the first 2 episodes drag, they won't go back to it, even if it's the first like 30 minutes of an episode. Because like, I feel like in order to build a good story, you got to build character first, right? And you need time to build that character out, especially on something brand new that you don't, that's, it's not a franchise or anything. There's no name recognition. You need that time to really build that out. And I think that we're losing that because, like you said, people's attention span, people get bored real quick, click off and be like, that was boring, next, but never really get into into the story because they never give it a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And more than anything, I feel there's a real big disconnect between, I think, the Hollywood side and what they think people want. Because if anybody in Hollywood looks at something, they'll be like, oh, they only paid attention to 2 episodes. This show sucks. We're going to cancel it. They'll do that just off of a little bit of a reaction compared to other things that are building characters and building people to actually want to watch stuff. Because you can even say, for example, like we've seen it with a lot of the Marvel stuff. The TV shows have been a little bit more interesting than the 2 movies we've gotten so far from Marvel this year. Like Thor 3, nothing really happened. Nothing really pulled anybody in. Same thing. Strange. Oh God, the Doctor Strange movie. Like we were hyped for it, but then ultimately let down. But you can definitely talk to a lot of people that have been more entertained by Moon Knight in just a handful of episodes compared to those 2 movies. And Hollywood's got to come to that little middle to where they're like, we got to make this work, honestly, because if people are going to be watching a handful of episodes of one show and then we're not going to go to the movies to support something, that's going to kill the movie theaters.
Mm-hmm. And I think the beauty too of streaming is, if you look at it from this aspect, shows that wouldn't be a good fit for network TV found a home on streaming to where they could serve that niche audience. Whereas back in the day, all you had were your networks, and if the networks wasn't filling your show, then you were getting canceled and there was nowhere else for you to go. But now there's a bevy of streaming services to where, oh, we're going to put you on here if it doesn't work on network, or we're just going to make you exclusively streaming, just like FX with Reservation Dogs, which is great show, and just got announced that it was going to get renewed for a 3rd season. Then the show Dark Winds that just wrapped its 1st season on AMC, great show, and it's allowing everybody who normally wouldn't have a seat at the table to be able to tell their own stories without needing access to the gatekeeper to tell your story for you.
Absolutely.
And Trav, you spoke on Marvel, so let's just talk about the trailer that just dropped today. As of this recording, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Everybody's first take reactions when they saw the trailer.
Well, let me go first. I will actually be watching the trailer after our interview. I was waiting for my lady friend so we can get there and enjoy it together, maybe do a reaction. So y'all don't worry about ruining it, because I love for people to tell me what's going on anyways. But I haven't seen it quite yet.
So make it spoiler free, Travis and Joe.
I'll go ahead. Honestly, I will say the trailer for this time impressed me a little bit more than the first one. And the first trailer was amazing. I feel like this trailer showed me a lot more what the story is going to be about. It showed off a lot more characters that I wanted to see instead of just little side clips of them. But I can honestly say I'm very interested and excited for it, but I don't know if it's gonna kill. I don't know if it's gonna beat Woman King, because Woman King blew my mind on how good it was.
Yeah, I agree there. I'm gonna go see Woman King again this week, Wednesday. It was that good. Anyway, off Woman King, I'm Team M'Baku. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. I think that when he was in that trailer with what he said about our new mutant that is coming up, I'm excited to see him, man. I'm hoping to see them. I'm hoping to see some nuance, because what's been happening with Marvel recently is it's been far too linear, I think. And also, you know, the Marvel formula where the third act is always, you know, some big, huge fight scene between heroes with similar powers. I'm kind of over that now. You know what I mean? I'm hoping, based off of what I'm seeing from the trailer, that it's going to be a lot more nuance and you know, story-wise than even the first Black Panther was. And yeah, R.I.P. Chadwick. I mean, that's the king right there. And I'm gonna cry like crazy when when we watch this movie.
Yeah, so you're gonna cry like the ladies did when Ja Rule's I Cry dropped, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, our era, Ja Rule was hot until 50 came in and just killed it. Now, I'm curious, did you all see Hump for Jesus Save Your Soul?
Yes.
Yeah. I guess by the reactions, it's a yes. I saw it too. And the Nuck If You Buck scene. When you hear those drum rolls, nothing good is gonna come out of it. But I read that they said it was their first time hearing of this crunk spiritual during the making of this movie. But like I said, I repeat this again, Nuck If You Buck, anything Little John, anything Little Scrappy, anything Trillville, anything 04, 05, 06 era crunk, a fight is going to break out. I mean, right now, the Memphis Grizzlies are playing whoop that trick for their home games. I mean, that's it, you know, they're going to be playing 3-6 Mafia. I mean, they're from Memphis, so I'm sure they're going to play the infamous slobbing song, and kids will be asking, what are they talking about, slobbing on what? Like, no, you don't need to know about that song, not right about now.
A little 8-ball and MJG.
Nah, them consumers ain't ready for that, because it'll be just like how I thought when the Super Bowl was in Miami, even though they had Shakira and J-Lo, they should have got Uncle Luke, Pitbull, Trick Daddy, Trina, pretty much that JT Money, Soleil, and have it be real Miami 305. Not this corporate sanitized Miami 305. I want that real, you don't know Nash.
I want some my neck, my back at the Super Bowl.
That's the BT Uncut Classic. That's why you stay up till 2 Yeah, watch a little bit of Midnight Love, then repeated the Best of Comic View, then BT Uncut, and then after that it was paid programming.
And that's when TV went off.
Yeah. Do you want your Peter Popoff Miracle Spring Water? Send in $9.95 plus $4.95 shipping. Hand it. Call this number. Hump for Jesus. I won't save your soul though, but I will take your money.
Listen, Bobby Jones Gospel.
Woo! That was a grandma house staple when she was getting ready for church on Sunday morning. Have that along with the local AM gospel station blaring, and you knew right then and there you were gonna go to church from 11 o'clock, get out at about 6.
Yep. Go get something to eat, then come back to church.
And don't fall asleep at church either, because you're gonna get pinched, you're gonna get smacked, you're gonna get them death stares from your mama sitting in the crowd.
All this.
Man.
No moving teeth.
Oh man, well, even worse though, for those that's not reading the Black church culture, you would have to stand in a line and recite a Bible verse. But the Bible teacher would not tell you, don't recite this verse because it's too easy. I need you to memorize this verse. You sitting there like, John 3:16, for God to love the world, give the only begotten son, for those not perish, shall believe in him, shall have everlasting life. Yeah.
Sir.
All right, pop out number 2.
Hey, no, we don't want no water, sir.
We ain't get no water when I was at Vacation Bible School. I was at Vacation Bible School 7 days, 4 weeks, 3 hours, 40 minutes, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds.
They call me brother fruit roll up.
Oh man, summer 2004, Exodus. Oh man. All right, so for those of you that's unfamiliar with BGLO culture, if you're not a member of BGLO, I'm not a member, I just know a whole bunch of people who are. Don't go on their plot. Don't go on their plot. Do not go on their plot. I repeat again, do not go on their plot, because if you do go on their plot, and if you don't have nothing to show yourself, you will get checked. And Joseph can attest to that, since he is a member of the first fraternity that set the stage for all the others. Shout out to all the good men of our fraternity incorporated, all the other D9 organizations. We love all y'all. And I want to get your thoughts on Chucky, that's getting ready to drop season 2 in a couple of days. So what was your thoughts on season 1 of Chucky?
I thought it was pretty good, honestly, because the big thing about it is that if anybody pays attention to any of the Chucky movies, at least with these, they follow what's all been going on in any of them. Even the crazier parts when they had a baby. Even when they're possessing people in some of the movies that people didn't even care to watch, they at least stayed with it. And I respect that about it. And the fact that they still have the same cast and crew since the original 80s, I gotta respect it overall. Plus, it's funny.
It's definitely funny. I think most of the horror films that come out, I have a very dark sense of humor. So unless it's something about like demons, like something that I feel like could actually happen, I ain't really scared. I'm kind of just laughing my butt off the entire time. So that's what Chucky does for me. It's hilarious to me.
As long as it's not demons and spirits, I can watch it. Demons and spirits, I'm not doing.
Mitch don't do horror.
Your eye gate.
Yeah, I don't do horror either, but Chucky is the one exception. I like the deadpan one-liners that him and Jennifer Tilly's character delivers. And Devin Sawa, can we talk about how they killed off his character in season 1 and how they end up reviving him for season 2? And I'm like, that Stan and Little Giant's money must be running out soon. He's like, I don't want to miss this bag.
Oh yeah, they killed him off in the first Final Destination. He need money right now.
And it's because of Final Destination, I stay as far away as I can from a log truck to this day. To this day.
Oh.
To this day.
To this day.
To this
I
day,
don't do
dog.
it. I will gun it past that log truck. I've got to get away.
We all have that shared trauma. We do the same thing. I'll make sure as soon as I can, I'm gonna gun it past the log truck.
Yeah. Yeah. And did you all see Nope?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I saw it. Me personally, I sat there at the movie before it, because I was like, what is this? But I realized Jordan Peele, his style of directing is one of those movies where it's not going to be clear cut and dry. It's going to be ones where you're going to have to do several viewings and unpack all the stuff that he's putting in there. It's like a lot of hidden stuff, and you really got to think deep and critical about what he's telling you in the movie. So what was your thought on Nope and Peele's rise as a director from Get Out to Us and to Nope?
Anything he puts out, I'm on, like 100%. Nope isn't one of my favorites of his, but I understand where he was going, dealing with the spectacle of not only working in Hollywood, but, like the spectacle of violence, like violence on Black bodies, violence on animals, you things of that nature, man. Like, they were treating the animals like they weren't, living beings. You know what I mean? Like they're just something else to make a profit off of. And, that never works, because they'll understand whether or not you respect them or not, and they will come at you, which is exactly what what happened in that movie.
Yeah,
I definitely agree. Jordan Peele, I mean, all his movies, I've liked it. I will say that this probably wasn't my favorite, but I think I'm still the first one, Get Out. It was just such at the time when it came out, how powerful it was, and just how we all could relate to something about that. So Nope was definitely good. I enjoyed it. And it did take me a couple times just to really unpack what was going on in that movie.
Get Out was a real scary movie to me.
I can see it. I really enjoyed Nope. I recently watched it over again this past weekend, and it kind of blew my mind of how really detailed and amazing that this film was. I still kind of hold it above Us a little bit, but it's still not beating Get Out. But I love what Jordan Peele's been doing with all of his stuff, whether he's directing or producing it. I just didn't expect the guy from Mad TV to be doing this. So
same here.
Right.
Yeah, I agree, because I like all three films. Nope was my least favorite, because for me, I want my stuff clear, cut, and dry, and not have to put on my thinking cap and try to unpack messages and all that stuff. But when I saw the trailer for Us before I went to go see it, as soon as I heard do, I'm like, isn't he using I Got 5 on it? And that's where he had me sold with Us, with I Got 5 on it. But Get Out, to me, is standalone. I mean, don't trust them. Don't be in weird areas by yourself, and don't trust anybody that eats dry cereal and drinks milk. Run. Run. Now, one actor that was in Get Out was Mr. Lakeith Stanfield, who played in The Photograph with Issa Rae. And we're going to talk about Insecure and all of her stuff when we talk about the new age of Black television. But I want to mention Lakeith Stanfield because he's a part of one of my favorite shows on TV, which is just getting ready to wrap its final season this year, Atlanta. So can we just talk about how this show is left field, left to center, but Donald Glover and everybody behind the show has made a genius show and unpacks issues in an unconventional way that don't nobody see coming. And also shout out to Fayetteville native Brian Tyree Henry, aka Paperboy.
Paperboy.
It's all about that Paperboy driving his invisible car.
I got to have one.
Muckin, what is Muckin, Paperboy? You should know what it is. I paid you on the hook.
Atlanta is by far one of my favorite series out. Like, period, point blank. I mean, just the way it makes you think. The very first episode of this season of Atlanta, when he was walking into the quote unquote Target, and when he walked into the Target and they was riding in that joint, and they had he was like, yo, like Lakeith was like, yo, like, I'm just trying to return this thing. Don't you see what's going on in here, my G? Like, he was like, yeah, they are wilding, but can I go ahead and get my...
We all have one friend like Darius.
Yep. I think I may be that friend, honestly.
Yeah, Atlanta's a classic, but my favorite scene in Atlanta of all time, episode 2, season 1, the scene where Ernest Paperboy was in jail and the guy was talking to his girl, and the guy in the jail was like, yo, girl, you knew he was gonna go left as soon as he said that's a man. Why you think you ain't here with the man? On the other side, you gay. Man, I ain't gay. I'm gonna stab you with guilt.
Donald Glover was sitting there like, I don't know what to say. I ain't saying nothing in here.
Sex is a deviated. Sit down. Stop being weird. Yo, shut up. This ain't no fun time. Oh man, if y'all have not seen Atlanta, you have got to see it. The band episode, my favorite episode, along with the Baby the Barber episode. It's an episode where they spoof Earn being on a low budget PBS public affairs show, and then they spoof Frontline with the transracial. And he's like, what kind of IPAs you have on tap? I've never seen this man before. I called
Dairy Queen or Popeyes.
Oh, God.
Oh man, what color are Wendy's napkins? How many cups of sugar go in a glass of Kool-Aid?
Go in a glass of Kool-Aid.
Who's the pastor and amen? You white. You white.
You white.
You white. Coming to the light. That was the most thought-provoking episode of Atlanta. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. And how at the end he went full on black. I mean, got like the nice haircut, got the brush and everything, like he about to play his Kappa Alpha Psi. Yeah, but like I said, Atlanta, classic show, and the promoter, the episode of that nightclub with the invisible car, man, that guy was slippery as an eel. And when Earn went to the back and got his money, it wasn't pretty. And he said, that boy gonna be a star.
That boy gonna be a star.
That boy gonna be a star. But yeah, but let's talk about how one show I felt would have benefited more in the age of streaming, but given the content and even though it was on Adult Swim, it was definitely a blackity black show that probably went over the heads of some people. The Boondocks.
Oh man, they couldn't do that now. Like, but bro, like R.I.P. John Witherspoon. I mean, the amazing Regina King. It's just, I go back to that on HBO Max pretty often. Like, you know how when you have something on where you just like, yo, I'm about to clean dishes, what I'm about to put on. It's normally the Boondocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boondocks.
Don't trust them new over yonder.
Make you wonder. Drop the weapon. Yeah, I don't have no weapon. But every time
I got that thug in love.
Every time I see Usher, I think about that Boondocks episode where Mr. Dubois stops him. I keep thinking, why you want to hit Usher? I mean, to this day,
I'm not going front. One day when it rains, I'm gonna go out and redo that video.
You got it. My chest is burning.
Let it burn.
Man, I thought you said you was going to reenact Tank role as Devlin in The Preacher's Kid, which is another BT classic. I need you, Angie. Baby, how? With the label, they dumped me. Are you going to smoke this
First
cigarette?
of all,
I'm not, but I'm gonna. You better ask about me.
Let's talk about this. The preacher's wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were rooting for an angel to get it on with a pastor's wife, still married. But because the angel was Denzel, we was like, yo, it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. What were we thinking?
What were we doing?
Yeah, I love them. What were we doing? R.I.P. Whitney Houston, man.
Yeah,
but yeah, like
R.I.P. Make it last forever. The Wood, a classic.
Yeah.
I'm Big Mike. I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I like sports, and that's it. This how we do it in North Carolina.
This how we do it in North Carolina.
We actually don't do it that way in North Carolina. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Absolutely not. Man, but am I one of the few people that don't really find love in basketball really that interesting? or is it just me because I'm not a big rom-com guy or romantic movie guy?
This is you.
I mean, I rented it once from Blockbuster and I haven't seen it since.
Don't feel bad. I haven't watched Love Jones still to this day.
I only seen bits and pieces of Love Jones. I mean, I'm sure you can see it now and get your shots up. I mean, you know, Lorenz Tate laid the blueprint down for you, but Lorenz Tate, his role as O-Dog in Menace, Oscar worthy. I mean, you acting like a little punk right now. They smoked you in front of your cousin. What you gonna do? Man, I ain't letting that stuff ride. We're gonna smoke everybody out here. Mamas, daddies, kids, cats, dogs. I don't care who outside.
Shorty was like, I'm pregnant. You can't tell me what's going on with my body.
Oh man. I mean, I want your car, I want your Dayton's, I want your stereo, and I take a double burger with cheese. What? Hurry up and order my food. Come on, man. We're supposed to be brothers. Trying to get smart.
You got the juice now, Grandma.
Man, forget that, man. Oh, you got a paper? You a baller, huh? Give me that. Better meet in the cops. So I want to know, what's your favorite low-budget horror flick? That's a cult classic.
Low-budget horror. Wow. Okay, give me some time to think about that one.
I'll tell you mine off top, and then hopefully that'll give everybody time to think. My favorite low-budget horror movie classic, Troll 2.
Oh God, oh man, that's a bad.
I mean, Niblock.
In the Hood.
I've never seen Leprechaun in the Hood. I've heard horrible things about it, but I would definitely make it. Is that the one with Ice-T in it?
That's the one with what's your boy from Blue Mountain State?
I've never seen Blue Mountain State, so I wouldn't know.
See, what's his name? Bald head. He's in all the little low budget stuff. I can't think of his name right now, but that's when they stopped using the N-word and started calling them ninjas in that movie. He said, I'm not going to use the N-word, I'm going to call them ninjas. And ever since then, ninja has been the word.
I mean, what's your criteria for low budget? Because low budget can mean a lot of different movies.
Low budget could be shot bad, inexpensively made, wasn't released in theaters. It could be straight to video.
That makes it easy for me. Saw.
Oh, I like Saw. Saw was good.
You said my favorite low budget horror film.
That's true though.
That one was easy because when we were saying low budget, I was like, are we thinking like B movies? Are we talking like, because that, you know, Paranormal Activity too, you know, that was also low budget.
If I'm gonna go low budget, I'm gonna go ahead and say, just because it's so garbage, I don't even remember the name of it. I just remember it came on BET all the time. It was Immature IMX's first ever horror movie.
Hold on, was it Somebody Help Me?
Yep, Somebody Help Me.
I don't know why I know that, but
it was so bad that I couldn't stop watching. That's how bad.
It could be no worse than House Party 4, because that was bad.
Oh, it beat House Party 4 with ease.
What?
With ease.
It was that bad?
Yeah, at least they had a dancing scene in House Party 4.
I mean, you know, can none top the cult classic of House Party 3. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac, Simply Marvelous, and Ronaldo Ray. That dinner scene in House Party 3 is worth it alone. Because I remember one time I went to the mall when I was a kid, right? I met Michael Collier, and I called him Showboat. Like, oh, it's Showboat! Yeah, but House Party 3, a classic. You know, Bernie Mac definitely stole the show. But another low-budget horror movie that I think you guys might like, if you have not seen it already, is considered black horror. Death by Temptation.
No, never seen it.
Death by Temptation, directed by James Bond III. He played the little kid that was in the movie The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. He later played in School Days. He was the short guy with the glasses, and Kadeem Hardison was in this movie. This was, of course, right around when A Different World was still popping and everything. So it's this black female succubus. She ends up going to a bar and taking men back to her apartment and killing them because she is temptation. Oh, and there's a cameo in there by Samuel L. Jackson in this movie.
Oh,
Might have to look into that one.
Definitely
Yeah,
make
me
that
too.
on your must-watch list. Death
I've
by
actually
Temptation.
Googled it already, and it's on Tubi. So yeah,
It is.
Yeah, so instead of making a blockbuster night, make it a Tubi night. I would say, what is your guilty pleasure movie? The one movie that you could watch that everybody's like, you like that movie? Really?
Have so many.
There are.
even at this ripe old age here, I can say one of my guilty pleasure movies. I have a bunch of them, but one of them is of note because I'm such a fan. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. The power of the ooze.
Which was shot in Wilmington,
That's
by the
my
way.
joint. Yeah, that's my joint. I love that movie. I will continue to go back to that movie. I know it's campy. It sucks to some, especially to a 36-year-old, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna watch it.
Do you know all the words to Ninja Rap? I gotta ask. And the choreo for an extra 500.
No.
I mean, this was Vanilla
I can
Ice
get some
and
of it.
Mystique.
I
Word
can
to your
get some
mother.
of it, but not all of it.
Right. And I just found out recently that Kevin Nash was the body double for Super Shredder. I didn't know this. This is before he was Big Daddy Cool Diesel and before he later left WWE to go join Razor Ramon, RIP, and NWO, along with Hollywood Hogan and all of that stuff. Man, but the wars of Raw and WCW, those were great. I mean, the episode of Raw when they were at, I think it was Norfolk, and I think WCW Nitro was at Hampton or somewhere around the Tidewater area. And DX rolled in on a tank like there was no limit. And Eric Bischoff said, in retrospect, we should have opened that door. Because imagine us preteen kids losing our minds had DX went on Monday Nitro and took over. Because me, I was never a WCW guy. I was strictly WWE. I just recently saw Nitro. And
no, you were WWF. Don't forget that.
Yes, I was WWF. I mean, I don't want to get sued, but Vince McMahon, who was a North Carolina native, he's no longer a part of the company due to some things that were brought up, and Triple H is now running it, and apparently from what I'm hearing, he's definitely making good headway with changes and everything like that. But Ninja Turtles 2 is your guilty pleasure movie. How about you, Travis? Your guilty pleasure?
Ooh, I got two actually.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, as a kid, my guilty pleasure is Rock-a-Doodle.
Santa Claus.
That's classic. No matter what you do, I will put on Rock-a-Doodle any time of the day and watch it. And I would say my guilty pleasure most recently is Barbarian, because I've seen it 3 times in the theater now. And there are so many scenes in that movie to where it's so campy and so dumb to where I bust out laughing. It's a horror movie, but hey, when you're seeing stuff that you're just like, what the hell is everybody thinking? And it becomes funny. It became a guilty pleasure. I'm ready to go ahead and buy that on Blu-ray. I know Joe hates me a lot for saying that because he did not like this movie, but hey, it was awesome. Don't drink the milk, y'all.
Don't drink the milk.
Please
don't drink the
milk. All right, how about for you, Mitch?
Mine would have to be You Got Mail, Tom Hanks, being right. That's my jump. Every time it come on, I'm gonna watch it. I don't care what part it's on, and I'm gonna watch it. I must actually probably stop what I'm doing to watch it because I got to see my boy Fox. Fox Books. We're gonna take over that little bookstore. We're gonna run this into the ground.
Oh,
that's my jump. That's mine.
I have 2. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. And then my second one, I watch this every time it comes on, no matter what. The original Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That is classic.
Yep, those are my top two, that I watch. I'll throw in an honorable mention to Ladybugs.
Oh,
Rest in peace, Jonathan Brandis and Rodney Dangerfield.
Man, that's a good one right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Violet, you're turning violet, Violet.
It is clear as crystal. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
You lose.
I said good day.
Good day.
That's what you definitely want to tell your boss sometimes when they want to be all up in you. But the one movie I think I've come to appreciate now that I'm in a corporate work setting is Office Space, and how it is such a cult classic, and especially the supervisor that wants to told you to do everything, like, oh, I'm gonna need you to come in on Saturday and Sunday. We're a little bit behind. If you couldn't make that happen, that'd be great.
That'd be great.
Okay.
That'd be great.
I think every time I go get a tattoo, I watch Office Space. I don't know why, but it's like that's the movie I need to watch when I'm getting a tattoo.
Interesting.
It's really random.
Doesn't feel good to be a gangster.
I want a crip walk on a printer too.
Man, what?
Yo, but
Fax
speaking
machine.
of, hey, not to go on the sidebar, but speaking of crip walking, how great it was to see that Super Bowl halftime show with Snoop, Dr. Dre, Eminem, and to see people coordinating crip walking on the Super Bowl halftime show in Dickie outfits. When we were kids, the Chronic and Doggy Style was just out, and that was all we thought California was. And to see it come to full fruition, and how kids don't even know Dr. Dre as a rapper and a producer. They know him as the guy with the headphones. They only know Ice Cube that makes family movies. We came up with Mean Ice Cube, Jerry Curl, Dope Boy, America's Most Wanted, Death Certificate Ice Cube. Ice Cube that said no Vaseline and jacking for beats.
Travis, you remember that it was a Dub Auto show we went to in Charlotte together, and Cube was there and he performed. Now this was after he had started doing family movies. I was like, I forgot he cussed.
That man cussed so much to where you got confused. You're like, families are here. What are you doing, Ice Cube? It was weird. He was going to every hit. Yeah, I was just like, all right, the kids are gonna hear every cuss word today. So
when he performed, you can we be clubbing or all that.
Oh, the clip to see the kids on stage and them getting down. I mean, that was no, but that couldn't beat the clip of the Locks doing If You Think I'm Jiggy on all that. I'm like, Nickelodeon went full on D Block.
Speaking of, R.I.P. to Coolio.
Oh yeah,
man, that hurt my heart.
That hurt my heart.
That hurt my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
We had a whole Coolio session at work because the next day I played all of the hits I could find of Coolio. Yeah. Fantastic Voyage, of course, Gangsta's Paradise, all that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But let's just talk about how our culture is so massive that everybody wants to be down with it. I mean, there's a clip from 93, 94 of the new Mickey Mouse Club where you have Dale Goldberg, J.C. Chazé, Justin Timberlake, both pre-NSYNC, and Ryan Gosling singing Cry For You by Jodeci. And they were getting it too. I mean, Justin had a little, ooh, yeah. And Jodeci, of course, from North Carolina. So, definitely got to mention that. But I'm like, thank God they didn't get a hold of Freak Me, Lose Control, or Knocking the Boots. Woo.
They brought H-Town out here, Dino.
Ooh. Or anything from that guy from Chicago that shall remain nameless. We know who he is. We know all the songs that he did. We don't say his name, but yeah, this was before everything done came out. I mean,
there's a lot of songs he wrote that people don't even know.
I know. I know,
It'll
but
mess
but
'em up.
but to think about how, you know, with everything that came out, you know, we can't really listen to his stuff, and how some were probably conceived off of his
Mitch is
stuff.
like,
I mean, go back and look at the album cover for AJ Number the Number. I mean, he's lurking in the background. Look at that,
I
Aaliyah.
mean, I'm gonna be honest. Feeling on your booty gonna play at my wedding. I can't not play that. That is giving me so many good party vibes and club vibes. I cannot cut that. I'm sorry.
I'm separating the art from the artist.
So you Chris Benoit over here, man?
I'm separating the art from the artist. From when I grew up, I can't help it. That music was a vital part of our life.
Right. And to think about how in our age, we were like the last ones to really learn how to slow dance, if you think about it. Because today's kids don't really slow dance.
nope, they don't.
No.
They be in TikTok talking about something.
Oh,
No.
I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Y'all don't know how to dance with each other no more?
No, I mean, picture the setting. I mean, you all probably know this, right? EC Cone Ballroom is packed. DJ goes from a fast record to a slow record. You iron that girl from across the room. You make your way over. Either you pull her to the floor or she pulls you. And then y'all do y'all little thing. I mean, now, you know, given Me Too and everything, that would kind of be considered inappropriate, but it was acceptable for the time frame. But you know, it was a wild time where you get behind and you hope she don't look up at you. She's like,
nah, they
what
had
you doing?
They had a friend.
Why you
They had a
behind
friend
me
that
like
was checking
that?
for you. They never looked back. It was the friend that was like, or
Gave the cue.
Girls
yeah.
are good for running
you be looking at the
interference.
friend. You be looking at the friend like, come on, I know I passed this test.
Be like,
Come
come on, man, help me out. Come on, help a, you like Pookie from New Jack City. Come on, man, help a brother out, man. I'm trying to do something tonight, man. Come on, I give you
Girl,
my
I
meal
know
card.
you're crying. I get so excited.
Man, those times were wild, especially if you were on a late field trip coming back and you were on the back of the activity bus. I always sat in the front. I always heard about the stories that went down on the back of the bus, especially if they threw a coat on or a hoodie on. You knew what was going to go down there. Talk about let me come inside. Rest in peace, Kenny Green. Intro reference. I mean, you know, the back of the bus. That was wild. How many did you all do Upward Bound in high school?
Nah.
So I did Upward Bound, right? So my Upward Bound, we did trips to colleges. So that's how I found out about UNC-G, because it wasn't on my radar. But on the trips back, all the chaperones sat in the front. Everybody else, it was to the back. And it was one infamous field trip. It was after Busch Gardens. And all of a sudden, my roommate came to the room with somebody, and I knew what time it was. I was like, yo, as long as it ain't on my bed, we good. That's all I care about. As long as it ain't on my bed, we good. But just how do you think the exposure of kids having access to everything has kind of ruined the mystery of waiting and anticipating, to where I can get anything about you at the drop of a hat? How do you think that has ruined the viewing experience for them? We kind of touched on that earlier, but I want you guys to kind of expound a little bit more on that.
I'm not a member of this. I don't participate, but I'm just thinking now, like, if I were around this age and there was a girl I wanted to see, you ain't even gotta like hit her up. You can just go to her OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's there ain't no hitting nobody up. There ain't no mystery. There ain't no like deep conversations, trying to, get to know somebody, even though, you know what I'm saying, what the ultimate goal is, but, there was like a thing that you would have to do, you know what I'm saying? Like you would have to get to know this person first. Now you ain't really got to do that.
That's true, sadly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I mean, you thought you were balling if you took a chick on a date at the EUC and you had money on your DB or your eCash. eCash, dog. You thought you were balling big time, but hey, let me treat you to lunch at Burger King real quick. I got about $200 DB. Come on. I even take you to Charlie's afterwards. Yeah, so you take it to the EUC, then you take it to Charlie's. Then you go over to the movie spot on campus, get you a couple movies. Hope the roommate gone for the weekend, and hopefully you'll be the lucky winner of you know what. But I definitely agree with Joe.
Me and my roommate at first.
Go ahead.
Me and my roommate, when I first came to UNCG, I had a roommate, and shout out to Justin. But we already knew what it was. Sock on the door, go somewhere else.
If the socks are rocking, don't come a knocking.
Don't come a knocking.
Yeah, but those are the ground rules you have to lay down when you first go to college. Because I mean, you 18, 17 and some, and it's the first time you're away from mommy and daddy, and they tell you 24/7 visitation. You sitting over there sore, I'm like, okay, her, okay, she a possible. Okay, I definitely can get with her. Like, okay, she has potential. You scouting them out. You definitely mapping it out, and don't let her stay in the same dorm as you, and on the other side too. You be over there, doctor, like, can I borrow some top ramen for my ramen? I forgot mine.
Hey, that's why I love staying in the cone dorm. It was the tallest one. And you had all the girls on either side, or you went all the way to the 9th floor where it was all girls.
Hopefully some of the guys at Cone had hats on their cones, if you know what I mean.
It was sure
Right.
that didn't come back after this first semester. There's a lot of people that came back with children, so yeah.
Yeah, some probably had that
cone-tastic days.
Yeah, some probably had that booty bag already made. And the booty bag, the infamous booty bag, that's that overnight gear. That's when somebody said, I'm going to be gone. Come on over. It has the bonnet. It has all the night accessories, the bathroom accessories, and some other things. And then she makes the walk to wherever you reside. And when she on her way back, it's that infamous walk of shame, because you knew something has gone down for sure. I never partaked in any of this. I knew folks who did. I'm not going to say their names to protect the innocent, but I know of folks who did engage in that type of activity, and some that have probably been delivered from all of that. And but those times were wild. But the one thing I hated about living in those dorms, the walls were soft. So if it was getting going, you can hear every little thing. And I had to do like, keep it down. I'm trying to go to sleep. And then you see them outside the bathroom the next morning, all hugging and smiling. You get that look like, yeah, I know what you did. That's you? That's you? My man. All right, so back to movies. What's your top 5 snacks to sneak into the movie theaters? Now, if you never snuck in snacks in the movie theater, it'll be to where somebody has to have a large purse. And y'all stop at a fast food establishment or a convenience store, stock up, because ain't nobody paying no money for no high price concessions at the movies.
Go ahead, Mitch, you got this.
Okay, so I snuck in 2-piece and a biscuit.
From where? Bojangles on Miss Windows. Okay, I was about to say. Bojangles on Miss Windows.
With the drink. With the drink.
Oh, with the drink.
That pink lemonade had to come too.
I'll give you a 10 for difficulty.
You know, you throw a couple of Chick-fil-A sandwiches in the purse. If it's fast food, I done snuck it in any form. I done slid pizza in there. One time I snuck nachos in and got the cheese from the front.
What?
Oh,
My man was stealth like a Marine.
yeah, I said, man, I dropped my cheese. I need another one. They just passed me a little couple pieces.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
You might paying $12 for them nachos.
Oh man. Oh man, that's too funny.
I'm an icy guy, so I'm not going to, take in my own drink because I got to get an icy. I'm mad they got rid of the blue raspberry because I used to get the blue raspberry cherry mix, but now I do the cherry Coke mix. But that's not the point. Snack wise, because I've been with Mitch where I've brought in a sandwich or two, but normally when I come in there, I'm not super hungry. I'm snacky, if you know what I mean. So I'm getting Reese's Cups. Was one of my favorite. Skittles, Lifesaver gummies. What else? The way they call it in Britain is chocolate sandwich biscuits, aka Oreos.
Oh.
Man, just to hear you describe Oreos, make it sound like you would serve at a 5-star Michelin restaurant. Can I get 2 of the chocolate-covered biscuits? Chocolate sandwich biscuits, please, and your fine cow juice. Drinking with your pinky up and stuff.
Like this. Dip. But yeah, I'm normally snacky, not hungry when I go to the movie theater. So
yeah, I think for me, especially if it's like a Saturday, if I can get like a spicy Chick-fil-A sandwich, I'm good. But the creme de la creme for me, when I rarely can get it or when I can get it, is if I can get me a good old rodeo cheeseburger from Burger King and go see a movie, I'm good. I don't need nothing else. You can maybe give me a soda, but you give me 2 rodeo cheeseburgers, I'm good to be there for the rest of the day watching movies.
I want to see somebody try to sneak a Mayflower plate into the movie theater. That's what I want to see. I want to see somebody sneak in something from Mayflower. Now, if you know about Mayflower, if you know, you know. If you're a college student, it definitely got you through, especially on them specials.
That popcorn shrimp still is on though.
Yeah, the popcorn shrimp still hit. I'm sure somebody probably snuck in the cookout tray at one point in time too.
Absolutely, cheddar stab.
All right, so while we're on the subject of cookout, real quick, favorite cookout tray, and go.
Oh boy. My go-to is the big double with cheese with fries, either double fries or fries and nuggets. But God, those tater tots too, the white potato, the white cheddar bites, those joints, off the chain. Cheer wine, because that's my soda of choice, and Oreo milkshake.
Oh, nice.
All that sounds good. All of it sounds good.
Man, the way you said that, bitch, it reminded me of Ricky Smiley prank phone call when he prank phone called Church's Chicken as the old man. Like, man, that sounds so good. What time y'all open up? Do y'all deliver? No, sir, don't deliver. Get somebody to come pick me up. Oh man! All right, Travis, you'll go.
My dad'll say we need some milk.
My daddy over there.
My daddy over there.
Got some
my daddy
milk.
over there.
My daddy named Alvin.
He's gonna get some milk.
Alvin. God's got some. Hello.
Hello.
You guys got some milk. My name little Daryl. Leave me.
Leave me alone.
Now,
Folks, we are having a good time here. We're reenacting Ricky Smiley. He plays a mentally challenged person named Lil Daryl, and of course you can't do that now because everybody's
Can't do that now.
and everything. But my go-to cookout tray, cheddar style chicken tray, no tomato, no onion, fries, chicken nuggets or hush puppies for the second side, and either sweet tea or cheer wine for the drink. And if it's Christmas season, I'm getting that eggnog milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff right there.
Mitch over here about to go to Cookout as soon as we get off the off the phone.
Got me looking at the clock now.
But Cookout open late. I mean, Cookout done got us through plenty of times in college when you found $5 somewhere. You're like, okay, Lord, I'm gonna go to the Cookout. But the problem is, which Cookout to go to? Do I go to the one on Battleground? Do I go to the one on Summit? Do I go to the one on insert any location in Greensboro here?
It's Summit for me.
I just need to take some Pepto and I'm ready to go.
Look, it's gonna give me acid reflux so bad now.
I mean, that's what happens when you get older. I mean, you tend to pay for it, a little bit later on. But the one thing that I have to have when I come on the visit, because me being in New Mexico, I only get to come to North Carolina back home maybe about every 2 years. I have to go to Bojangles. I have to get either a Cajun filet biscuit or sausage, egg, and cheese. And I'm gonna make this wild confession. Mm-hmm. This year, the year of 2022, it was the first time in my life that I ever had a Bowberry biscuit.
Whoa.
I never went for the Bowberry biscuit at Bojangles. I always either got the Cajun filet, the sausage, egg, and cheese, bow rounds, or either a 2-piece or 3-piece. I never had a Bowberry biscuit until this year for the first time.
I got a homeboy who orders a piece of sausage and cuts the Bowberry biscuit into a sausage biscuit.
Yo, I just did that. I did that Fat Boy hat where you take the Bowberry biscuit, you be doing runs like Rance Allen if you try that, dog. I'm trying to tell you. There you go. Either with a Bowberry biscuit hat or when the tea is super sweet. That's when you know you can be in Shekinah glory.
Now I want a Bowberry biscuit and put sausage in it.
Hey man, you gotta try it. You definitely gotta try it. Now, speaking of back to the movies, the high prices of concessions and the high price of admissions. Do you think the movie industry will rebound and start to see folks coming back in ways like they once were pre-pandemic? Or folks are saying like, man, I got these streaming services. I got the nice sound set up at home, the nice big TV. I don't have to worry about saying excuse me to everybody. I could pause and go to the restroom when I want. Do you think that's detriment to the theaters? Or do you think because with the newer theaters that's offer premium dining and some alcohol, primarily Alamo Draft House, do you think those type of things are luring back moviegoers? Anybody?
I think that most people that I talk to, at least in my own personal, circle, they would rather stay at the crib, watch TV, so they ain't got to worry about nobody else. Because one, COVID's still out here, and they, low key still anxious. And, I think that most people who are introverted, like myself, have decided, hey, I kind of like being at the house. Now, I actually like going to the theater. Personally, it's my getaway, but for the most part, from what I've seen, is a lot of people just want to stay at the crib with their sound system, press pause, like you said, go to the bathroom whenever they want to, and not have to worry about it. And like you said, the concessions is how the movie theater make their money. Like the ticket sales, that ain't really gonna be a lot. But as far as like the concessions go, you can go in there and spend $30 on some nacho chips, and that's it.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel that people could go back to the theater. They just gotta do something in the world to where they like split up the actually good movies that are gonna be on streaming that people would probably want to see on a big screen. Like The Gray Man wasn't the best movie, but I feel like that would have made a lot of money in the theaters, in all honesty.
Yeah.
But you know, if people got the accessibility at home, I can't front. Take it while you got it, because you don't want to pay that much into the theaters for, like, if you're carrying your family, especially. You're gonna be out of maybe like 80 bones just paying for your kids some food. And then they may not even be paying attention to the movie. So yeah, so I understand people, but you know, I feel like more than anything, you should go to the theater, even if it's like not every week, like we be doing. If you go like periodically, just to keep your theater alive, I'd say that'd be best.
People still got to go on dates.
Very true.
I mean, so if you ain't, you know, movie is one of that's normally somebody's first, second date. You can't let that go. I will say that a lot of people I talk to, like you said, prefer being at home, just more of because with the way the world is right now, trying to save up, hold on to what little bit of money we got, and the fact that it's so available on TV, and I have full control of my TV.
Yeah.
But I hope it, you know, recovers fully and keeps it going. That'll be good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to own one day. Travis, Mitch.
I'm with it.
JTM
Yeah.
Cinemas. JTM Cinemas. I can see that. JTM Cinemas, just like ABM, but it's JTM. Just that money, just those movies, just the magic. Or you could do the cheaper alternative if you don't want to go to a movie theater. If you can still find these, I recommend you go support your local drive-in.
Oh yeah.
If you can find them.
There's one in Eaton, right?
It is one in Eden, but they actually wait until the whole place is packed. So you might be going to a movie for 8 o'clock and it's pitch black. They may wait till 10:30 to start their double feature. So
wow.
Be getting home to like 4 or 5 in the morning. I know me and Mitch is one of our homeboys. He did it, and he said they didn't start driving home till like 3:30 in the morning, and it was a 45-minute drive back. So that's kind of one of those things. You gotta like pick it at the right time.
Almost kind of sound like the time when you try to go out on college Thursdays and you got an 8 a.m. the next morning.
Oh, I did that.
I did it all the time.
That was fun.
I did it all the time.
I know y'all did. I mean, y'all were out these Greensboro trash streets. I was the responsible one in my dorm in Grogan getting my beauty rest. Like I said, I was that nerd in the Unforgivable video that the guy was talking about. And no, I did not get a chicken sandwich and waffle fries for free. I paid for mine at the EUC. Thank you, UNC-G. Please bring back the Chick-fil-A cheesecake. That cheesecake was so hitting.
That was good.
My heart hurt when they took that cheesecake out to me. Oh, hey, remember the Mexican restaurant that was in the little bottom part of the cafeteria? It was over, I think it used to be where Spartan Grill used to be. Man, but you really thought you were balling though if you ate at Spencer's. Upstairs.
I went to Spencer's a couple of times.
Yo, that was when you had some money. I mainly went there for the pizza and for the chicken. I mean, the chicken was banging. But remember that one time, I think it was Martin Luther King Day or something, and they served chicken at the calf, and I guess some of the students made like an uproar about it, said, you know, it's culturally insensitive. Everything. Of course, but we all know what UNC-G was trying to do. But did we eat the chicken? Yes, we did. Did we enjoy the chicken?
We did eat that chicken.
It was quite delicious. I mean, I stayed in either the pizza line or the burger grilled cheese line. But I knew the breakfast line, breakfast was always on point at UNC-G. I'm going to tell you that right now. For anybody that wants to go to UNC-G, breakfast is always on point. I don't know now. It's been years.
And bring you a little extra so you can bring some back to your dorm.
Yeah. Oh, yo, Roy Wood, he was on Bomani Jones show, and he talked about when he was at FAMU, right? How he had this little hustle going because there was this Popeyes right up the street from FAMU. And what him and his buddy would do would go right before close because they knew they were gonna throw all the chicken out. So they got in real good, one of the ladies there, and they load them up with the box of chicken. And they were selling the chicken out the box. And I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Hit up Miss Winters, which I personally don't care for, but I know some people like Miss Winters. I'm a Bojangles guy, team Bowtime. But
Miss Winters biscuits though.
Better than Bojangles though?
So good.
Yeah, now especially because I think Bojangles biscuits be mad salty.
No, but like my wife said the same thing. She thinks Bojangles whack. I just told her you ain't been to the right one. There's several locations that you have to visit that may have the right biscuit, the right chicken, the right fries, seasoning. So you just ain't been to the right one yet. It's just like trying to find Mr. or Mrs. Right. You just ain't found the right one yet. Just like you haven't found the right Bojangles yet. Yeah. But real quickly before we get out of here, guys, I want to talk about the new golden age of Black television. We experienced that firsthand in the 90s for shows like A Different World, Fresh Prince, Martin, Living Single, and how you kind of experience a resurrection of that with Atlanta, Insecure, Rap-ish, Blackish, and all the shows in that universe, All-American Homecoming, and how we're really seeing a rise in Black storytelling thanks to streaming and other viewing options, to where stories can be told directly to the consumer without having a network suit say your show is deemed worthy of being on our channel. Mm-hmm. So what's your thoughts on the current state of Black TV and storytelling? And anybody can take this question.
There's several that I love. Special shout out to Robin Thede with the Black Woman Sketch Show, Abbott Elementary, which I mean, I love that show so much, man. Rap-ish was awesome. Insecure, took me so many different places. And that's really great storytelling. Atlanta, obviously. I mean, there's so many like that I can keep going on and on and on about. But yeah, those are my main ones that I like really rock with like that.
Yeah. So Joe, when you were watching Insecure, were you in two rooms, one for you and one for your emotions?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely. I'm a very emotional guy.
Yeah, yo, I was looking at your sweater. I'm like, is that the Carl Thomas So Emotional sweater you get on? Man,
all I need for it to do is to start raining, and then I'll start singing and crying, but you won't be able to tell I'm crying because it's raining.
Yeah, bro, when is the R&B album dropping? Dog, I mean, you got the full-on R&B ensemble right now, man. You got the So Emotional sweater. You got the dress. I feel like I'm about to listen to some PM Dawn right about now, man. That'll drip from memory bricks for sure, man. But yeah, man. But Insecure, great show. I need a We Got Y'all hoodie. Atlanta, great show. Abbott, Shirley Ralph just won the Emmy for Best Supporting Actress for Abbott, and Quinta Brunson definitely doing her thing. She was on season 1 of a Black Lady Sketch Show. I like a Black Lady Sketch Show, but I think for me, sometimes the sketches can be a little hit and miss.
See that?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I love the way it's going. With more stories being told from our perspective, and we're having more control of our own stories. Rap-ish was my jump. City Girls, the Before story, Abbott Elementary, all that. It makes me more excited for what's coming. Because I know this is only the beginning. And with us being able to be more in control and tell our stories, it is nothing but excitement, pure excitement.
That's
Trav?
definitely true. I can honestly say that I love that it's a lot more variety than what we used to have, especially when we were younger, because it used to be just comedy, cop drama, or a hood show, and like all the
Or a
stuff
reality show.
or reality, yeah, the special reality. Like I'm liking that everything is completely different, and even if you want some like the hood stuff, it's out there, and it's honestly probably gotten a lot better, especially like stuff with power, the shot.
Mhm.
A lot of the stuff's gotten better. Even if you want to go into like supernatural or even weirder stuff, like the old show Tyler the Creator and them had Loiter Squad. If you want to watch weird stuff like that, it's out there. If you want to watch Eric Andre with his weird stuff, it's out there. But if you're wanting to just watch something that's like really cool and real chill, it's just up to you. And you got a lot of variety, especially if you want to watch that new Kid Cudi series that's on Netflix. That's all animated. You can watch that too. And I like that availability that we have now.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I want to ask bonus question for the life of me. Can somebody explain what is the big deal with anime? I mean, I tried watching anime when I was in middle school, Pokemon for 2 weeks, Dragon Ball Z for maybe about 2 days. I couldn't get into it. So can somebody explain to me why anime is so big amongst some of us? Joe, sounds like you're the expert. Please take it away.
Oh yeah.
Enlighten me.
I got you.
To quote T.I.,
The
enlighten
thing
me.
is, enlighten me, right? Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, great starter animes, but they're like what you consider like, let's say like you want to go get some real Mexican food, right? But you decide to go to Taco Bell, like it's still good, but it ain't like, you know,
It ain't anime.
authentic. You know what I'm saying? That ain't, I mean, it's anime, but I mean, it's you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's like, yeah, it's anime, but is it really? But like for me, like Naruto, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Bleach, Fairy Tale,
Death Note.
Hunter x Hunter, like Death Note, bro. Like these stories are so amazing. Like when you get into it, it's so intricate that it'll suck you in, man. I was showing Travis some of Naruto because he was just like you, like, you know, he just kind of threw away anime with Dragon Ball. And I'm like, bro, Dragon Ball is I mean, I'm a fan of it, don't get me wrong, but it's campy and it's not really like the anime that I love. So I got him on some of the fourth Ninja War because he was watching when we were watching, and he was like, I wasn't expecting this. That's because what you see on the American side of anime is like this much. But when you can actually start watching things in sub and like really kind of understanding what's going on, like these stories are amazing. You'll fall in love with these characters. And one day you might be running like a ninja with your arms behind your back too.
And thought of her and the Sharingan, Shawnee Ripper.
Sorry.
While
Right. Like
I'm at it.
Mitch understand, man. I'm just telling you, like, start Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. After that, watch Death Note. And then you'll fall in love with anime and you'll start looking at different ones. So once you're done with those, let me know and I'll give you some more suggestions. I'm sure Mitch got you too.
All right. I'll definitely have to take your word on that. And before we go, gentlemen, any shout outs you want to give, and also plug the socials for Candid and any other projects you guys got coming.
Word. Travis?
Yeah, we're all on every single social media as Candid at the Movies. Our YouTube channel, Candid at the Movies. I can't remember how our Twitter goes, but we on there every now and then, you know, not too serious. Check us out on everything. We're on TikTok more than we on Twitter. But yeah, my socials is Travis Moyer Design. And yeah, we got a private screening for Black Panther.
Oh yeah, so excited about that, man. My come follow me on Instagram at boss_A_Nova_86. That's Bossanova86. Yeah, we're doing a private screening for the Black Panther. I'm super excited about it, getting the word out, and yeah, this will be our first event that we're doing as Candid at the Movies.
Yes. Instagram, young_Tony_Snow. You'll see me out there. I don't post too much, but I'm out there. Like I said, like they said, Black Panther pre-show, we got you. Private theater, let's get it out there. Candid everywhere, even Candid for kids, we got that. We're working on everything. We got new stuff coming soon.
Yeah, so definitely be on the lookout for all the content that they get. Travis laughing in the background. You can catch this interview wherever you stream podcasts and also wherever you listen to your podcast. So many websites to mention. I'm not going to list them all. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big thank you to Mitch, Trav, and Joe from Candid at the Movies for coming on Beyond the Album Cover with a special collab. Thank you guys for coming on. And anytime you guys want to come back, say word.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.